Just a few hours, Governor Gina Raimondo will deliver her annual State of the State address.
This will be her 6th address and will outline the progress the state has made over her 5-year tenure.
She will also lay out her plans for her next year as governor.
Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin is live at the State House tonight with what the governor is expected to focus on. Caroline?
Well, Shannon and Mike, ahead of tonight's address, I caught up with the governor's Secretary of Commerce, Stephen Pryor, so he could break down what the governor is is going to focus on during tonight's address. And he said one of the top focuses of tonight's speech will be economic development. He says the state of Rhode Island is at an all-time high when it comes to the number of jobs available. But despite that, Pryor says the state needs to ensure opportunities are extended to all Rhode Islanders. He says for the governor, job training is crucial.
Our economy is doing well. We are blessed with policies and with leaders who are helping to create an economy that is strong and getting ever stronger. So we need to make sure that Rhode Islanders can access those jobs, can get those jobs. Training is the key way, and education is the key way.
And speaking of education, Pryor says that will be another focus of tonight's speech. I'm going to break that down coming up on Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock. But coming up on Eyewitness News at 5:30, I'll be joined by Eyewitness News politics editor Ted Nesi to break down the politics of tonight's big speech. Reporting live inside the State House, I'm Caroline Goggin, Eyewitness News.
About an hour and a half, Governor Gina Raimondo will deliver her annual State of the State address to lawmakers and dignitaries. The second-term Democrat is expected to outline her priorities for the coming year.
Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin and politics editor Ted Nesi are live at the State House with a look at the politics behind the big speech. Hey, guys.
Hey, Shannon. Hi, Mike. At 5 o'clock, we told you how economic development will be a big focus of tonight's speech by Governor Gina Raimondo. And I'm joined now by Ted Nesi to kind of break down the politics of tonight's speech. And Ted, we all know that last year Governor Raimondo didn't get everything she wanted from the General Assembly. Do you think that's going to influence her address tonight?
Absolutely, Caroline. She was disappointed last year. Her staff was disappointed. They were fighting to the last hour to try to get some of their initiatives saved, salvaged. And one example that I think we already know from the excerpts of the speech we've been given is the governor is going to emphasize job training programs.
Yeah.
Why is that important? Yes, because she supports job training, but also because she did not get the funding she wanted last year in full for that program, and they were bitterly disappointed with that. So I think, Caroline, they think that putting it in this big set-piece speech could be a way to advance that this year.
And that was something that Secretary of Commerce Stephen Pryor alluded to this afternoon when I spoke with him. Another thing that he alluded to is that the governor tonight is really going to focus on opportunities for all Rhode Islanders. Now, in your opinion, Ted, what do you think her tone is going to be or has to be with members of the General Assembly in order to accomplish that?
Well, that's a tricky one, Caroline, because it's a balance, right? On the one hand, it's a night where whether it's the governor giving this or the president giving the State of the State, you want to be unifying, you want to have a message that reaches as many people as possible. But it's also a chance where she has the bully pulpit, and maybe she wants to nudge the lawmakers on some of the issues where they're not in line with her. But I will say right now, I think they're going for more of a kumbaya moment tonight, because she really annoyed some of the veteran lawmakers when she said, actually on Newsmakers last fall, she might use some of her campaign money to run candidates against them this fall if they didn't support her agenda. I think there's a lot of frustration, and I think tonight might be a chance for her to try to bring a little more unity back into the State House.
A lot to look for in tonight's speech. At 5 o'clock, we talked about economic development being a focus, and coming up on Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock, we're going to talk about housing and education. Reporting live inside the State House for Ted Nesi, I'm Caroline Goggin, Eyewitness News.
At 6, we're looking ahead to Governor Gina Raimondo's State of the State address set to begin in about an hour. The governor's staff says she'll highlight the state's progress and lay out her vision for the year ahead. According to excerpts released from the governor's office, she'll bring up the need to address climate change and calling for measures to prevent gun violence. Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin joins us live from the State House with a look at other issues the governor plans to address. Caroline?
Well, Shannon and Mike, education will be a top focus of the governor's State of the State address tonight. That's according to her Commerce Secretary, Stephen Pryor, who I caught up with this afternoon. Pryor tells me he believes the governor wants to ensure there are opportunities across all tiers of education, from pre-K to higher ed. He said to expect the governor to specifically touch on our goals for universal pre-K in the state. Pryor said another focus of tonight's address will be housing in the state of Rhode Island.
The governor is going to ensure that we make investments in housing. Let me note for you that in the Northeast, Rhode Island is the only state that does not have a dedicated funding stream for housing. So look for the governor to speak to that in tonight's address.
And Pryor says we can also expect to hear the governor outline how exactly she wants the state of Rhode Island to be more sustainable moving forward. We will be here tonight in the State House for that State of the State address. We'll have a recap tonight at 10 on Fox Providence, 11 o'clock on WPRI 12. Reporting live inside the State House, I'm Caroline Goggin, Eyewitness News.